The 2024 Lexus GX design is as clean sheet as it gets, one that's not just a complete departure from its excessively long-lived predecessor, but one from the rest of the Lexus lineup altogether. It has become one of the best-looking SUVs of all time. Clean, modern, and classic, if it manages to survive the same 14 years as the last GX, it will still look great in 2038. On the other hand, this generation of the Defender SUV exists combining off-road prowess and luxury, keeping pace with rivals like the Jeep Wrangler and the Lexus GX. But to create a genuine three-row family SUV required a new body style, and that's what we now have with the stretch Defender 130. So, which one deserves your hard-earned cash? Well, in this video we'll compare both SUVs' designs inside and out, pricing and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Sharing its bones with the Land Cruiser, the 2024 Lexus GX sports an upright design that's so boxy the windshield looks flat. The signature spindle grille motif appears draped across the front end, and its hood creases dip in the center toward the nose of the truck for a better view of the road ahead. The standard triple-beam LED headlamps and grille opening have been raised to help avoid potential road impact. From the side, the GX is just as commanding with a strong, powerful stance accentuated by its horizontal body design. By pulling back the A-pillar, lowering the belt line, and enhancing ground clearance, Lexus has prioritized both visibility and off-road capability while preserving its premium aspirations. Out back, the square upright design continues, with the GX adopting Lexus's staple full-width taillight bar and the brand name spelled out above it. No tailpipes can be seen, while the first-ever Overtrail and Overtrail Plus grades come standard with 33-inch tires on 18-inch wheels. The Land Rover Defender 130 is mostly the same truck as its Defender 90 and 110 sibling, just with extra lengths at the rear and a few extra seats. Size-wise, it's fairly close to the Lexus GX in both width and height, but when it comes to length, the Defender 130 is 3 inches longer without the spare wheel. Account for it and the difference grows to over 14 inches. While the current Defender lineup has received near universal praise for its perfectly rugged and retro yet modern design, the 130 wasn't quite as loved when it first launched, though there are still plenty of styling elements that sets it apart. The signature 8 rear taillights draw a lot of praise, with the classic spare tire on the back adding to the Defender's rugged look, although it does make a long vehicle even longer. The two-tone paint adds further appeal to the larger 130 model, though the two plastic pieces attached to the hood feel a bit cheap for an otherwise classy-looking sport utility. Overall, both SUVs are very good-looking, but the Defender just looks more substantial and sophisticated than the GX. Jumping inside, the new GX cabin is a serious upgrade in quality and style over the outgoing model. The design mirrors the exterior, all rugged straight lines. Material quality isn't going to work with the Germans. A few slivers of aluminum and a little spot of wood trim appear on the center console, but remember, outright luxury isn't the point of the GX. This cabin feels heftier, like it will shrug off regular trail use in a way no X5 would. The rest of the cabin is tall and airy with exceptional visibility thanks to its boxy shape to provide a great view of the road ahead. As for infotainment, a 14-inch center touchscreen and a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster comes standard on all trims under an infotainment system shared with other Lexus and Toyota products. But it works better here than elsewhere thanks to function switches that permanently occupy a column on the left side of the screen. When you use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on other Lexus vehicles, those buttons disappear, making it hard to swipe back to native apps. Speaking of which, smartphone mirroring is wireless. As for the Land Rover, with its bold horizontal lines, metal trim, numerous grab handles, and bin galore, the Defender's cabin has an undeniably rugged and functional vibe. The dash-mounted gear selector is electronic, but feels solid and moves with a satisfying, purposeful action. Every cup holder and storage surface is coated in high-quality rubber, so nothing slides around while driving. Top trim levels can be spiced up with open-pore wood trim and fancy two-tone leather choices. Land Rover pulled off something that Lexus couldn't in the GX. It feels both tough and utilitarian, but expensive at the same time. As for infotainment, you will be happy to know that the larger 11.4-inch display is now standard on all trims. The user interface is easy to understand with good graphics and clarity, though it's not as well sorted as in the Lexus and can be buggy at times. The big screen also doesn't take advantage of its layout with a split-screen option. Overall, both the quality and design of the Defender's interior is superior to that of the GX, though the infotainment system on the Lexus is a bit easier to use. As for passenger and cargo space, the first 2 rows of seats offer plenty of headroom and thigh support, making the GX a pretty nice place for 4 people to spend time. A 5th passenger in the back might crowd matters though. All but the Overtrail twins also get a 3rd row, but it's best used in emergencies since it reduces cargo space quite significantly. Speaking of cargo space, behind the 3rd row you get 10.3 cubic feet. Fold them flat and you get 40.2 cubes, with all the seats down you get 90.5 cubes. The Defender, on the other hand, offers one of the most comfortable rides of any off-road vehicle on the market. Comfort for the first 2 rows is excellent, with standard seat heating and ventilation for the driver and front passenger, and more than enough room for 5 to ride in comfort. For 2024, you can also get captain's chairs for the 2nd row. The 3rd row is less spacious obviously, but the space is wider than on the 110 model's optional 3rd row. Compared to the GX, it offers an extra 3.5 inches of headroom and 2 inches of legroom back there. Behind the 3rd row, you've got just 15.3 cubic feet to play with. Fold them and space grows to 35.8 cubes. Fold both rows down and it offers a cavernous 89 cubes. When it comes to pricing, the 2024 GX starts with the premium trim at $62,900. As standard, you get seating for 7, a 10-speaker Lexus premium sound, and 8-way power-adjustable heated and ventilated front seats. Next is Premium Plus at $67,900, Luxury is $75,900, Luxury Plus is $79,900, Luxury Plus at $79,900, and if you want the off-road oriented Overtrail and Overtrail Plus, then expect to pay $67,900 and $75,500 respectively. As for the Defender, its combination of a premium interior, excellent ride comfort, and rugged off-road credentials come at a price. Starting at $69,700 for a P300S model, you get 19-inch alloys, LED headlights, 3D surround camera, and an 11.4-inch touchscreen. SE goes for $81,400, X is $100,900, while the V8 goes for $119,000. A $750 off-road package brings terrain response, including a configurable drive mode and low-speed cruise. So, which one should you choose? Well, the Lexus GX has made a strong comeback, offering both off-road looks and chops. But if you are one of those people that uses their SUV for off-roading and day-to-day chores, then considering how good-looking, refined, and spacious the Defender 130 is, I believe the Land Rover is the one to get.